Hey, what is up, guys? It is Carlos Battle, aka Fenrir here, and I am here with the best editor ever, Pajamas, PJ. Love this guy. Pajamas. Now, I know what you're wondering. Where are my glasses? Yeah, I got contacts. That's it. No more questions. All right, good talk. So we're going to be doing a set review for BT14. It's more like a first impressions set review. I've seen some of the cards. I know some of the cards, but I haven't really gone card by card on the set.
Purple's good again.
Purple's good, yeah. Purple's good. Yellow's back. All that good stuff. More to come, right? But let's check it out. Card by card, real quick. Goldramon. I mean, it's a better egg for red hybrids.
This is when this card is removed from your opponent. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, draw one.
Yeah. So previously it was Leomon. When you die and you have a red Tamer, you draw one. This one's just you chip with the rookie, free draw. Awesome stuff.
Best blue egg.
Sukamon, yeah, now blue has just jamming forever, which is cool. I don't think there's much to be said there. We already know like the entire line for blue in the set's gonna be cool.
Makgao, even though I got banned, it has jamming now.
Hey, it's real. It's real. We don't need it. Don't need Nikolai anymore. Dead card. Tokamon. We have a similar card like that. Like Tokamon X Antibody, the egg, which is funny. It says -1k to something, but I think adding stuff to your security on your turn is not a reliable way to trigger an egg yet. Taking stuff from your security, like the Goldramon,
it is with the new Patamon and Digimon line.
They cycle your security, but believe it or not, if you whiff, you get nothing out of it. So I don't.
And then you got Tamer says your turn once per turn. When one of your effect suspends a Tamer, this Digimon gets +2k for the turn.
Green is not real, but this is cool. I mean, I guess if Loom really wants extra DP, you could suspend Mimi.
But it requires, I guess.
Yeah, you just suspend
it's
your
one of
your
your
effects.
Yeah, it has to be by an effect.
Well, the effect of the Tamer, but it doesn't really, nothing crazy.
Digimon says, when attacking once per turn by returning 3 cards with the D-Brigade / DigiPolice, trade from your trash to the top of your deck, this Digimon gets +2k for the turn.
That is actually really good. That's the best egg D-Brigade has now, just across the board. I don't think there's going to be a better egg. It's just great. After you get enough rookies dead, you can now stack them and guarantee that your Commandramon floats into a Commandramon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Then you got Balmon.
Cute dog.
Balmon says, you return when a Digimon card, not once per turn by the way, when a Digimon card with the Dark Animal / SOC or Sons of Chaos trade is trash from your hand, this Digimon may Digivolve into that card.
The power of non-once returns, yeah.
It's pretty crazy. You can literally, like the whole Fenrilooga, we're going to see it later on, but the whole Fenrilooga is basically drawing and trashing when you get into that proper line. And yeah, you can just keep on evoing and just do nutty things.
Agumon, I mean, it's cool. I don't, evolving into a Greymon for free, yay. There's not a lot to say. It's the best Agumon we've gotten like forever. We just keep getting good Agumons though. Starter deck Agumon was fantastic.
It was. Start of main. What it says to start of main. If you have a Tamer with Taikamiya, which there are like 15 of them now.
Yes.
This Digimon may Digivolve into a Greymon without paying cost. So yay, Greymon.
Cool.
Even without cost.
They can now abuse you even harder. They just promote and they're like, I don't have to pay for my 4.
Yeah, and then it says inherited. Well, your turn. Well, this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon +2k. So like the promo Agumon.
But better.
Because
it doesn't need a when attacking. It's just 2k all the time.
It is a super rare though. So.
Yeah, but like a lot of the rookies in this set are super rares. That much I know.
They have all.
It's kind of a cool thing.
Then we have Gizamon that says when attacking once per turn, delete one of your opponent's 3k DP or less.
That's a straight upgrade on some of the older rookies. Like some of the older ones will say when attacking pop a 2k or pop a 1k even. It's just like power creep, just direct power creep.
It is power.
That's fine.
Goldramon that says all turns players can't play Digimon by effects.
Red floodgate, let's go. Red definitely needed more floodgates.
I guess.
I don't think anyone's gonna really play it, but it's cool. Like, say Jessmon is probably gonna have a room in there for like, if they're not running Solarmon, they're gonna tech in Gotsumon.
Yeah, but this affects them too. It's not your opponent; it's all players.
Yeah, so that's fine. You end your turn by slapping the Gotsumon down. It's not like it can kill you in one turn usually.
And then we have chicken with jamming.
Chicken with jamming, but it's very important that there's very few champions in the game that just have straight jamming. So before this, it was Red Tyrannomon for like forever ago. And this, and I think that's it.
And fun fact, this is a bird, so
It's
you can actually cope with the Phoenixmon deck, I guess now. You have
it's not a vaccine.
It's not a vaccine.
It's not a vaccine.
But it is a bird.
It's an avian. It's a
And
great
then we
bird.
have a four drop blocker.
4-drop blocker. Good. Just cheap blocker. Again, direct power creep on some of the older cards because we do have blockers with that stat line. They just cost more to evo and they cost more to play. So not that great.
Greymon. We have when attacking, this Digimon gets plus 2k for the turn. Then if you have a Tamer with Tie in its name, gain 1 memory.
Yeah, that's what you're free evoing from your Agumon into. So
You can swing with if you have the Agu, that's plus 2k. With this effect, plus 2k again, that's what, 9k, gain 1 memory? That's pretty
you make them
pretty.
big. You make them real
And then
thick.
X antibody into something, I guess.
Whoa, X antibodies.
I mean-
You calm down. Don't give them ideas.
U-turn, and then inherited U-turn. Well, this Digimon has
More
Greymon
DP.
or Omnimon. It's just more DP.
That WarGreymon is going to be massive.
Then we have Tyrannomon.
Let's go. Tyrannomon support for the millionth time. Best deck.
Is it a deck?
It's a deck. It's definitely one of the decks of all time.
Starting your main phase until the end of the turn, when this Digimon would digivolve into a card with Tyrannomon in its name, or the dinosaur / ceratopsian
Ceratopsian.
trait, reduce the cost by 1.
That's actually good, and it seems funny to say that, but that is actually good because the older Taiga will reduce when you evo again into a Tyrannomon. So this is like double reduction on reduction. It's just making the line cheaper. At the end of the day, Tyrannomon just doesn't have an identity though.
Yeah,
It's literally just cheap evo into what? Like your top end relies on deleting stuff by battle and unsuspending, but there are better decks that do better things.
I mean,
so.
are there any like good dinosaurs or ceratopsians? Or
No, stop. We're not bringing like Dorbig back or
Oh, no,
anything.
right.
This is not. You're not evoing. This is not happening.
and then inherited end of your turn. Once per turn, if the Digimon has Tyrannomon in its name or the dinosaur / ceratopsian trait, it may attack.
Okay, so that's the good part of the card because that's the part that makes it so that after you swing with Tyrannomon, your big one, Rust Tyrannomon, and KO something, then you can go end of turn, swing again, clear another body, or hit security. Feels good.
I mean, you can
Double attack.
Well, technically, you can also like on Evo swing, right? No.
Yeah, it gives you blitz. It gives you blitz in
It's
a
like
way.
a pseudo blitz. Metal Greymon Ace.
Whoa. It's a card, I guess.
So it says hand counter, blast, digivolve.
Yeah, Blast Evo. It's a cool mechanic.
And
It's
then
funny.
on play when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. I don't know if there's anything relevant at 6,000 DP or less.
Pretty
right now.
much. I don't think anybody's swinging at you with something that's 6k DP.
Yeah, if it's that little, it's usually like a champion or a rookie rush style deck, and
It's just not worth, honestly. Like I think the best part of like these like ultimate blast aces is the fact that they just have a little play cost. That's really the only thing I care about. It's just a low play cost, which can
Yeah.
allow you to just hard drop it, and if your opponent punishes you, you really didn't lose out that much. But the actual Evo effect, not that crazy.
it is not.
I think it's a cyborg though, right?
It
Machinedramon support.
it's
Yeah,
not for
come
Machinedramon.
on,
It's
come
not
on.
for Machinedramon.
It's a 4-drop level 5. It's Machinedramon support.
if they put it in their sources and then
Yeah, but
lose
they can
4
protect it. They can protect it. That's huge.
can they?
guess.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
they
of
can.
like source stripping that chooses what sources.
Oh, okay. Well, then get beamed. Like,
And Tommy
you're
at
right.
4,
You're right.
Tommy at 4,
This
you
set
gotta-
is adding that. Oh yeah, Tommy at 4.
If you know Danny G, he's coping on Tommy, so
Well, hoping. All right, Jellymon is real, sort of.
well, it's not. Megadramon. So only inherited. It is a cyborg, so all the Machinedramons can.
More Machinedramon support. I don't play that deck.
When attacking once per turn, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. There's a card in Machinedramon that has the same effect. It's black, I think. I don't remember the name. But it's like pitch a card and then pop a 5k or less. I think they like cycling their hands, so I don't know if this one's going to see a lot of play.
Probably not, only because it's red. It evos strictly over red, so it doesn't
Yeah.
like. They don't synergize with the Numon line they play sometimes. So.
Yeah.
That's
Then we
definitely
have
risky.
a dinosaur, a ceratopsian actually, has
They'll fight with raid.
raid.
Yeah,
7 KDP raid, so you can evo into this.
I mean, the 2-cost evo.
It
as a level
so
5,
So it can
so
cost for 1 if you
It's
go
a cheap one. That's a Ceratopsian too. That's
Yep. Some
Dorbigmon support,
Tyrannomon.
Tyrannomon support.
So then we have Dino Rexmon, a good dinosaur. X antibody.
Blitz. This guy's a good
When
effect.
evolving blitz, and then all turns where your opponent has 1 or more memory, so they have to be like any memory unless they're basically almost passing turn. Your opponent can't play Digimon with a DP of 6k or less, and this Digimon gets plus 4k DP.
This is actually really funny because to me it reads like counter Beals. It just reads like counter Beal. Like they have Beals X on the field, they're going for lethal, You just swing at them and now they can't float.
I
And if they mill a guy, they can't play it.
I mean, yeah, but also it's very anti-hunters.
It's anti a lot of things.
It reads a lot of like anti-BT12.
Anti BT12. Oh my god. BT12 is the new thing we complain about. We were
Yeah.
complaining about BT9 back in the day.
So
now
as
we're
long as
moving
you have
on.
like one or more memory, this is a 15k on your opponent's side. It has blitz, so it's already like swinging for. So you can evo on this, pass over memory, because it's technically your turn, but they have the 2 or more memory or 1 or more memory, and you're going to be a 15k swinging into something in security.
Yeah, 15k one check. You're probably not gonna die. It's just cool. It's a cool little floodgate. It's gonna force your opponent to evo.
If green ever like comes up and is relevant, this card just slap it down.
Oh yeah, this actually does shut down Bloom Lord completely. Oh yeah, that's what this deck destroys.
D-Brigade, I guess.
D-Brigade is also kind of relevant, yeah.
Fenrir
lot of
Luga.
things.
Yeah, like right now, BT14 is kind of considered going wide meta again. There are a lot of effects that let you play out Digimon. So
Fenrilooga, yeah.
maybe
Super
like in a dinosaur tribal or like somebody
Dino
just
tribal,
like a red
maybe.
toolbox anti-meta deck. I don't know.
That's gonna be rough.
There are creative people out there. We always see them. Ulti Cup maybe like
Ulti Cup, that could be it, because Bloom's was relevant
was
there.
until they got like.
They got slapped really hard with the band hammer.
Then we have an interesting one in Goldramon.
Say less. Now this card I know about. I love this card. The fact that it plays 2 tokens. This is like, for me, I get like immediate flashbacks of Big Mom in One Piece. So it literally plays 2 tokens that give you different effects.
So
It's
yeah,
awesome.
Goldramon says is a 12 cost that evos over red or yellow. For
Red or
4.
yellow for 4.
And it says on play and when digivolving, so you can even stamp this down. Play one Amon of Crimson Flames token, a red Digimon with 6k DP and rush, and then one Umon of the Blue Thunder token, a
Blocker.
yellow Digimon, 6k DP and blocker. So you get a blocker, a rush, and this just big guy.
And you get a body.
That says all turns when this Digimon would digivolve or would leave the battle area, delete all of your, basically all the tokens he spawned. If you deleted this effect, recovery +1.
Yeah, but you have to delete one of them.
No, you have to delete all of them.
Well, one or the other. If it deletes at least one of them.
No,
Like
no,
if you lost
yeah,
one,
yeah, yeah.
so if you delete at least one, you get to recover. I kind of like this card. Man, I keep saying, it kills me.
That's fine.
It's destroying me. I'm having a moment, okay? I'm destroying myself.
He's a yellow believer.
I'm a yellow believer, but I also really do like the 4-grade Dragons deck because I remember playing a version of it was just like the Angelomon line and Godomon X line, and that was really fun. It was like a yellow Magnamon X antibody, but Goldramon really kind of comes in for that deck. Like this is really good support for that deck. Not that anyone is playing it because it is a bad deck at the end of the day, but it's just a cool card. It's gonna be a cool card for a lot of reasons. It's not locked by any archetype, so you really could slap this into any red or yellow deck as a surprise top end. Even though I'm pretty sure we're getting more surprise yellow top end that's multicolored later on.
Yeah, and the like you get something that rushes, a blocker, this big guy,
Big
and
dude.
then recover. Possibly.
Yeah, recover if it dies. So it's just pretty neato.
Pretty good value.
Otamamon!
Otamamon, the frog deck. So it says
Frog deck.
inheritable. Opponent's turn. Once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, trash the bottom 2 DigiPolice cards of that Digimon.
Yeah, once per turn, but like this is actually direct power creep from BT12. Funny enough, because BT12 had a blue line in it that said
That was also
whenever your
frogs.
opponent attacks, you trash bottom 1. Now we're trashing bottom 2 on the Otamamon, and I'm pretty sure, like I'm seeing the cards later on.
You have
looks
the whole
like
line.
they're you have the entire line upgraded, so that could be a deck. I don't know about a real deck, but a deck for sure.
Tommy at 4.
Tommy is at 4.
Gomamon, the new super rare blue, and I've already seen a lot
Best
of
blue
like
card, best blue
play testing, and
This entire line is honestly awesome.
it is really nice. And you know what? It kind of deserves it because Gomamon just did not have any good
True.
runs.
Gomamon hasn't had a good deck in forever.
So now it says start of your main phase, choose one Digivolution card under one of your opponent's Digimon and trash it. This Digimon can be blocked for the turn. So that's just crazy. Like,
It's cool.
You promote out, start a
Immediately
main,
strip a source.
trash that protection under your Greymon. I can't be blocked.
It can still be redirected, but,
again, but like,
you know, hey, baby steps, baby steps. We're getting there. We can only be so strong.
But so you take a source, which of your choosing, by the way. It's not like bottom, top, it's of your choosing. And then inheritable effect says, opponent's turn, when this Digimon would be deleted, you may play one Gomamon from under this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So You
it
promote
floats
out.
into itself, which is awesome.
It really does, and then you have another starter main, and that's just crazy. Like they have to kill this thing twice for it not to proc, and it's just really good, and it's gonna have jamming because you know it's gonna have jamming.
Rookie with evade.
Sukamon, yeah, rookie with evade.
No one's playing like Rookie Rush or anything, but it's just cool. We haven't had a rookie with evade besides like Jellymon, but Jellymon.
Yeah, that's a Danny deck. Gesso Gisomon? I'm horrible with names.
What? Hit Gisselmon.
Squid guy.
Choose a Digivolution card under one of your opponent's Digimon and trash it. Then return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower with no Digivolution cards. Cool effect for level 4. It doesn't specify a level lower than 5, right? So it's just 5 or lower. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't meme on a 6, but being able to remove a 5 as a 4 is always good, especially since a lot of the blue stuff just says, like the Goldramon, promote and immediately strip a source.
So yeah,
a lot of value.
With this, and it's a one attacking, you're going to have jamming most likely.
True. 4 play costs.
So you can like, strip 2 and then return a level 5 or lower with no Digivolution. So if you have a level 4 or lower and you're stripping 2 sources, they're most likely going to get bounced. If you manage to somehow restand this, it's not a once per turn, so there's ways maybe you can abuse that. It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's a very low cost, and I think I don't know if Mollusk goes into the fish archetype, the fish type.
I don't know either. That is like EX3 really jumbled that one up, so something I would have to look into.
Because I know fish is getting more support, which is
fish support.
And then we have
Ikakumon, huge.
Yeah, 5 KDP. Says when digivolving, choose 2 Digivolution source cards under your opponent's Digimon and trash them. So again, you go into this. That's 3 gone. And then when attacking once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with a numbered Digivolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon Digivolution cards can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. Stunned.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool. It's done on a level 4. It's just a perfect complement to the Goldramon, honestly.
It really is.
A lot of source stripping. This specifically, I like that it's a lot of targeted source strip. So you can take care of the sources that are a problem for you. Like all of Black Wargrey's protection. Most of the time they will have just 2 sources that specifically allow them to protect. This would just take care of that.
I find it really funny how we have the frog line and this line is like choose, and the frog is like, yeah, maybe the bottom.
Yeah, you take what you can get, alright? It's frog.
And then inherited, it says when attacking once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with a number of Digivolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon can't attack until. So it has when attacking and when attacking inheritable, same effect. And that's just really nice, honestly. Like, you're going to be stunning a lot of things that they have on board, and if you have like a Sora and Joe maybe, or some future cards that we're going to see, you're going to gain memory, you're going to gain draws, you're going to gain so much advantage, and you're just going to stun them, and they're going to be like, is this BT7 or Blue Hybrids again? And you're going to be like, yep, yeah,
Joroso is a classic, everybody loves that.
And then we have Gekomon, happy little guy, says opponents turn inheritable. Opponents turn once per turn when an opponent's Digimon attacks, trash the bottom 2.
Yeah,
so
same
again,
thing as the Otamamon.
Same thing. Then we have Shellmon, evade.
Level 4 with evade, just
we're getting him the whole line. Sukamon Ace. Now this card, card is actually pretty good for being an ace.
It is alright. You calm down. It is alright.
It says on play and when digivolving, trash 2 Digivolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon. Then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to hand. So if they're attacking with something small, or you've already stripped enough sources, you can swing at you, evil this, bounce. What happened? You know,
it has to have no sources. That's the only thing I don't like. If it said like less sources than this, it would be broken, but then it would actually work. The fact that it says no sources means if you whiffed on something, if you magically just missed by 1 source, because as you're climbing the line, you're able to strip 3. This would make it 5. You're able to strip 5 sources. If there's a single X antibody in there, you just cry.
It's also a level 5 for 4 cost.
Yeah, all the aces are, like I said, like that's the good thing, is that if you brick, if you feel like you're not making a play, you just go slam for 4, potentially bounce a little guy, or maybe even a 4, like they haven't really properly climbed the line or anything, you can bounce a 4, which is cool.
Yeah, and you could like literally go,
from there.
Play this turn 1, if they remove it, okay, well, they removed it. They don't, you can have a level 6 by turn 2.
The card is good, it's just, I feel like I'm hearing it get a lot of hype, way more than it should have. A lot of the aces are kind of
You gotta see, a lot of people like blue over here, so.
True, blue's a cool color.
Marine Devimon. We have on play when digivolving. Return all level 3 Digimon to their owner's hand.
That is alright. I mean, it takes care of floodgates.
It is very alright, but
I don't think this is going to be played in any decks, though.
It's an Aqua Beast. Again, I don't remember the fish deck, but if it goes into fish,
I think it could be Aqua. I think anything with Aqua in its name gets treated in there, so that one probably does go into the fish deck.
And it is a 7k DP, so...
Yeah, it's kind of alright for level 5.
Shogun Gekomon. It has blocker, and then all turns once per turn. When a Digivolution card of an opponent's Digimon is trashed, this Digimon can't be deleted by battle until the end of your opponent's turn.
So, yeah, if you climb the line, this thing can't die. Because the second your opponent attacks, it strips something.
By battle, so like any popping effects on attack.
Then you still eat the poo-poo, but what can you do?
Leomon. I like Leomon. It says when Digivolving, trash 3 Digivolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon. That's pretty good. When attacking once per turn, if your opponent does not have a Digimon with equal or more Digivolution cards than this Digimon in play, unsuspend this Digimon. Now, it says 11 KDP, but you gotta remember a lot of this, especially in this line, you're gonna have the jamming egg under you.
So the 11 KDP really doesn't matter too much. And at the end of the day, you're going to Aegis-Dramon anyways. So...
And if you're playing the level 4, you can possibly stun something to make it unblockable, or... I don't know, you gotta see it.
Yeah, it's not your best Plesiomon, but it's cool. It's a lot better when you're climbing a line as opposed to the older Plesiomon that really just... even though it plays something, it wants you to go into Aegis. This one's a cool ender to your line. Like, you don't have to go into Aegis-Dramon over this.
I mean, you could go swing, unsuspend, swing, and then Aegis.
The lack of an inherited makes it kind of sussy.
Yeah.
It's a little tough there, but...
Then we have Marine Angemon.
This guy is cool. Hey, look, alright, look. Do you see that? You see that little thing over there? From level 5, yellow or blue, that means it's my domain. I love yellow. Yellow is where I'm coping, man. It is okay, alright? It's definitely better than the older Marine Angemon that we had before. It's not like Marine Angemon is going to be a real deck all of a sudden, but I think it'd be cute to try specifically a bounce-orientated control deck. So like we go set control in quotation marks because we don't really want to play security control with the sole purpose of bouncing just to recover one. Because an important thing is it says when another Digimon is returned to hand. So either player's turn, well, your turn, but either player's field. Because if you bounce your own guys, we still get to recover. Which is cool. It's just nice.
On play when Digivolving by returning one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon or one of your Digimon to its owner's hand. Return one of your opponent's Digimon with a level less than or equal to the return Digimon. So on play or on Digivolve, you're already like bouncing one of your things or bouncing like level 3 of them.
If you
bounce
on play, I mean,
it is an on play. You could
bounce himself to bounce a level 6.
You could also do that, which is
don't do that. Don't do that.
Kind of crazy.
Vaccine. It says vaccine. Get him.
And then you recover one. So yeah, you could definitely vaccine yellow this. So
yeah, you could play this for sure. This is one of the Digimon cards of all time.
It is very interesting. It is very interesting. And then we're moving on to yellow. So Carl's gonna talk a little bit more about it. It says when attacking once per turn, inheritable. When attacking once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2 KDP.
It's a straight upgrade on the older yellow stuff for the inherited, but the only problem is it's not a vaccine, so we ignore it.
Yeah.
Because yellow now is vaccine the dex, and we ignore everything that isn't vaccine.
So we have a yellow-black virus Chumon that says on play, add the top card of your security stack to your hand, then you may place one card with Sukamon and its name from your hand to the top of your security stack. Now this is kind of interesting. Evo's for 0 over yellow or black,
which is cool because the old Chumon made you pick one.
And then you have an inheritable effect on deletion. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3 KDP for the turn.
Pretty good, not too bad. It's cool. Later on we get the Sukamon that has a security effect, so it's not too bad there.
Yeah, it's an upgrade for the Sukamon deck.
For the Sukamon deck. That's for
and then we have
whoever's playing that one.
The super rare from yellow, which is Patamon.
Best card in the set, yeah.
I don't know about that much.
Nah, it's not that crazy.
It says start of your main phase. Start of your main phase. Just start of your main phase.
As soon as you promote.
Look at your security stack. This Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon card with a vaccine trait among them without paying the cost. Then shuffle your security stack. If Digivolved with this effect, you may place one yellow card with the vaccine trait from your hand at the bottom of your security stack.
Pretty good. It's alright. It's a cool way to cycle your security. Basically, turn 2, you could promote, and you immediately know it's in your security. Perhaps you free Evo. Hopefully you free Evo. But at the very minimum, you have info on your security, which is very, very valuable.
And then you have your turn once per turn. When a card is added to your security stack, gain 1 memory. Now, funny thing is, so you Evo into.
You
on
Evo
top.
and then you bottom deck something, so you would trigger that effect.
Well, you don't bottom deck.
You bottom to the security. Bottom security.
You put one of your cards. Essentially, you recover 1, but that does gain the memory. So it.
Yeah. So
it
it says
reduces-
start of main, gain 1, free Evo. Look through your security. It does so much. It does so much. It's a great card, honestly.
It is
fantastic.
Really, it is really good. It gives you so much info. Even like if you're not playing like a deck that's going to be Evoing, you can play this in like a security control type. So
Just to peak your security.
Exactly. It's a much cheaper and it's a rookie. Gets you a swing, gets you a draw.
We like rookie.
Then we have Sukamon, 3 cost, 1k, 2 Evo. It says security effect. At the end of the battle, play this card without paying the cost. So synergy with a Chumon. And then on deletion, inheritable, one of your opponent's Digimon minus 3 KDP filter.
It's alright.
So yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's cool that Chumon, Sukamon, like that entire line gets support. It's cool. It has so much support already. It just needs a couple cards to make it consistent, more playable. At the end of the day, it's just really nice to have another thing with Sukamon in its name, so that King Sukamon, which should be the centerpiece of a lot of these decks, has more targets. So,
Someday somebody's gonna break this deck and it's gonna be the best deck in the middle.
I don't know about that, but it's definitely there.
Then we have
Barrier. I mean, 2 cost barrier, not 2 cost. 2 to Evo barrier. That's
So-
it. Just nice to have things with that keyword now.
Barrier is a new keyword that we have introduced, I think, like
BT13. BT13.
And it's just, implemented more in yellow, which is kind of nice. It's a shame it's only by battle, though.
It's only by battle, but I mean, if it wasn't by battle, then it would be really strong.
And then you have an egg that gives you jamming already, so like, I don't know if battle was.
The way it's intended to be used, at least like by what we got from BT12, or not BT12, sorry, BT13 specifically, is you have a blocker with inherited barrier, so that you can swing jamming, you survive, restand it, you now have a blocker. If your opponent swings, you can block and survive it no matter what. Unless they clear you by an effect, you should be good. Barrier, I think, is pretty good, especially since we have more things that will trigger when trashed from security, even with barrier.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Centauramon. It says when digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3 KDP for the turn. Pretty good
It's
Evo.
cool. It's a cute little Evo. That's all it does. The Inherited's nice too because it's
a minus 2.
same thing as the Elecmon basically. This is the other yellow line, the bad one, because it doesn't have vaccine in its traits.
Now, good ace. Again, another good ace. It says on play when digivolving for 4 play cost. If you have 5 or fewer security cards, recover 1. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1 KDP for each security card, for each card in your security stack. So that could easily be minus 5k, minus 6k. It can get around.
I don't know about minus 5, minus 6. That might be pushing it. Assuming you have full security, I don't think you're gonna have that.
You could. I mean, I don't know. You just hard drop this. You could go into Secon. You could go into the
You hard drop this for 4, and then you Evo into a Fanny, and then you you just die, and I don't know. There's really not a big plan there.
There's really not, but it's a free recover. It's interesting. It has more potential than the Metal Greymon, in my opinion. But yeah, it's still pretty good. We always like recovering.
I just like yellow. I don't have too much input there. Like, I see a lot of flaws with the card. I just like yellow.
Then we have Monkey.
Monkey cool.
Monkey says Digivolve 4/3 with over level 4 with Sukamon in its name, and security effect. If you have 3 or more cards with Sukamon in their names in your trash, you may play one level 6 Digimon card with Edamon in its name from your hand without paying the cost.
That's pretty awesome, to be honest.
It is pretty awesome, but
that's cool.
You're expecting this to be in security, and you need to have your trash set up, and you need to have the level 6 in hand. It's a lot of, I have to have this, and a lot of combo pieces.
You're playing a lot of this stuff already. Like, a lot of this stuff is part of your deck. The only thing that's really gatekeeping you is the fact that it has to be in security, because you don't have a real way to stack that into your security.
Yeah, because I think the Chumon was put a Sukamon in there.
Sukamon specifically.
And
But he does, on deletion, place himself in your security, and then you can maybe cycle him up.
Yeah, so you could definitely set him up in security with on deletion.
Yeah, the Inherited's the same thing. So when your level 6 gets deleted, you now just recover 1 in reverse.
And then you can hard play the level 6, which I believe plays out 2 more guys. So
yeah,
it could be interesting. It definitely I am
Loops.
seeing this. I'm seeing it.
It's there. It's definitely, it exists.
Maybe
for
don't
sure.
believe it, but I'm seeing it. Now we have Monzaemon, Digiball 3 over level 4 with Numon in its name. And then we have Armor Purge.
Interesting word on it. It's not armor form, it just has armor purge. It's kind of a weird thing to have, but...
It says on play, by placing one Digimon card with Numon in its name from your trash as the Digimon bottom DigiPolice card, gain 2 memory. So the same effect as the previous Numon that we had, right?
Sort of. Like the same effect as the other Monsaimon, but
Yeah.
it's just not... It's
And
a little wacky. It's an on play, it's not a when digivolving, so you're kind of... Like, you don't really want to on play this guy.
The other one had
okay.
both, I think. On play and Digiball. And then Inheritable is your turn, not once per turn. Well, this Digimon has always security plus 1.
Pretty much.
It's just a security plus.
I mean, it's cool. Once you go into like Shin Monzaimon, you get more plays.
Yeah, and
That's neat.
And now you have more Monzaimon to like make the whole bit a little bit more cohesive. We have Digimon, and then it says on play when Digivolving, you may place 1 Tamer card from your hand on top of your security stack. Just like that.
That's great.
Put a Tamer there, and then all turns once per turn. When your Tamer is played, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. So it's kind of like a throwback to Digimon world where, you know, for every Tamer, there's a little rookie. So that's kind of like, I think, the joke that was there. It's interesting. It's a vaccine.
It's Lotmon support. Hear me out, alright? It's Lotmon support because it says you can place a Suzy on top of your security, right? This is awesome. And now when your opponent hits your security and it plays the Suzy effect can play a Lotmon, and now you can play a second Lotmon with Gigimon's effect. Trust me, bro. This thing's crazy.
Like, Carlos has been playing with a Lotmon deck for the past 2 or 3 months.
Lotmon Kentaurus.
If at least one person, at least one person is asking for the deck profile, he's gonna make it.
Totally, 100%. I love that deck. It's like advanced Rookie Rush. It's Rookie Rush with Warp. Come on, that's awesome.
And then we have Seraphimon, which is actually
It is very good.
It is very good. It says when Digivolving, recover 1.
Flat out,
Straight up.
no condition. Love to see it.
And this says all turns once per turn. When a card is added to your security stack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7 KDP, and this Digimon gets security attack plus 1 for the turn.
That's good.
It is Evo 4. It is kind of a little steep, but there are a lot of Tamers and a lot of cards in yellow that says, you know, gain memory, gain advantage when you recover.
It's an all turns effect.
It is an all turns effect.
That means if your opponent hits Tactical Retreat and Security or Holy Wave and you recover 1, you get even sackier, and now you hit them with another minus 7k and another security minus. It's good stuff. Or not security minus, sorry. Minus 7k and then you get sec plus 1.
Yeah, the sec plus 1 is really good. It gives this deck much needed. Like, yellow really needed to like push for aggressive plays instead of just playing defensive, and this is definitely it. Yeah, but clears something potentially, or makes the blocker a lot weaker, so this can go over it because it's just 12k DP. It is really good. It's a vaccine, has a lot of synergy. It's gonna see play.
Good card. It's good cardboard.
Then we have Kunimon. Kunimon says on play, by suspending this Digimon, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 green card among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So
It's alright.
any green card. It
Yeah.
could be a Tamer, an option, a training boost.
But you're not playing this. The only thing that could really abuse this is Bloomlord that free plays a lot of stuff. This is not in that archetype.
Most of Bloomlord is you have to be vegetation. There's not vegetation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't abuse this. You just have to hard play it.
It's larva. It's insect support, you know?
What do you... Insect support. Alright, man. Their Grand Kuwaga Cope. It's still real.
And then we have Kodo Kugumon.
Kodo Kuguma. That's wacky.
Okay, play by suspending one of your Digimon, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon.
You're not playing this. Yay! You're not doing this.
If you're playing a deck that really wants to suspend things, I guess, but I really don't know that deck right now.
Just play Bloomlord. Just play Bloomlord.
Then we have Palmon, the super rare in green. It says
Bloomlord support. There you go. That's what I was waiting for.
Start of your main phase. One of your opponent's Digimon gains all turns. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended, lose 2 memory. Until the end of
suspended. You lose
becomes
2
suspended.
memory.
You lose 2
Until
memory.
end of your opponent's turn, it's an all turns, and it's not a once per turn.
Yeah.
So what that means is you can apply it on something. You can suspend it via your effects, so like a Pomumon effect or a Hydramon effect, immediately gain the 2 memory back, and then on their turn, when it unsuspends, if they're going to attack, they need to again be taxed 2 memory. It's good.
Really good.
And it just says start at main, so like there's no condition on that. You just promote and you do things.
It is really good. And then Inheritable says your turn once per turn when this Digimon would Digivolve. If you have a green Tamer, reduce the cost by 1. It's an effect we've seen before, and
it complements the Rosemon line from BT14.
So you can play this in Bloom, you can play this in Rosemon, you can play this in any green deck, and it's going to be really good.
But Rosemon is just worse Bloom, so you're playing it in Bloom. Yeah, Bloom, best deck.
And then
that deck sucks, I'm so mad.
Kuwagamon, well, jamming.
That's it. I think did everybody get a jamming level 4 now? Is that just a regular thing we do? Every champion has to have jamming?
Probably. We have
messed
one
up, man.
We have one in purple, we have one in red, we have one in blue, we have one in green.
Right, so yeah, every color has one. I think red has 2 though.
Probably.
Like I said, red Tyrannomon, red bird.
Togemon says, your turn once per turn, when you would play a green Tamer from your hand by spending one of your green Digimon, reduce the cost by 3.
Yep, Digizorp for Tamers, which is huge. So you can play Yoshino, you can play Mimi.
It's a your turn effect, so
it's awesome.
It's like a main effect, right? You don't evolve, you don't play this, you just whenever you want.
Yeah, it just triggers when you play it, so you can
play this with an effect and then tap this same card to like play a Tamer for 1, and then that Tamer usually gonna be like hatch another egg or promote something out or reduce costs. It's gonna be all around value. And then the inheritable is also in like the same one from the Palmon, when once per turn, if this Digimon would Digivolve, if you have a green Tamer, reduce the cost by 1.
This one definitely is way more Rosemon support than it is Bloomlord, because Bloomlord doesn't care too much about having Tamers.
Well, here's the thing though, when you go into Bloomlord now, you're going to reduce the cost and you're going to gain all that memory back. So instead of being at 2, you're going to be like at 4, 5, 6.
Sort of, but it's more memory that you don't have to spend. That's the other thing.
It is, and it's just really good. It's really good.
It's good, it is good.
Then we have Dokugumon. It says on play when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then all of your opponent's Digimon with 5 KDP or less don't unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase.
That's bad.
It is really bad.
It's just bad.
Because it only prevents unsuspend during that specific phase. If it was, I don't know,
all turn, then yeah, that'd be awesome, but not the case.
And also
Locking
limiting it
just
to 5 KDP. I don't really know what's like trying to unsuspend.
Most champions,
I
so
guess
any level 4 and under is that, but it's just not.
There's a lot of champions that are
that
6K
great.
though.
Some are, but those do not have great effects.
And then we have Leomon.
Love this deck. It's gonna be a good one.
It says when attacking, if you attack an opponent's Digimon with higher DP than this Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 Digimon card with Leomon in its name from your hand for a Digivolution cost of 6, ignoring its Digivolution requirements.
Yep, it's cool.
It's very interesting warping from a level 4 all the way to a level 6 for 6.
It's what it would usually cost you. Right, so you usually go 3 into a 5, 3 into a 6. So this is balanced. It does make you bigger. It's cool. He's got that inherited to give you plus 2k. You go into Saber Leomon. I'm not sure if there's going to be... I don't really remember what the Saber Leomon from this set looks like. The older ones are just kind of okay. And they don't ignore Digivolution requirements, right? Digivolution requirement. Oh, it does. Okay, so you can at least cross colors.
It can, yeah, it definitely can, but I don't know. You have to attack into something. They have to be suspended. So I guess you kind of you could do the spider. You can go spider, suspend one thing, and then you swing with
We're not. Stop talking about the spiders. The spiders are not real, okay? They're throw-ins. They're just filler. They're filler episodes.
Filler episodes. Okay, going to the green ace. Level 5 on play when Digivolving. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with 5 KDP or less to the bottom of its owner's deck.
This one's pretty good, actually. I think out of all the aces, this one probably has the best implication. Just because your opponent swings at you, if they have a wider field, after they resolve all their effects, you still have a 4, which you usually do, because again, blue has a bazillion 4s, they flood the field. After that happens, you can suspend any one of the other guys that should be swinging for game and bottom deck them. That's pretty nice.
Bottom decking is always really good. If it was only suspend,
it'd be pretty bad. But bottom decking is decent.
Bottom decking is really good. You can get, it's a potential you get rid of another attacker, you get like any floodgate. Because a memory floodgate, Bloomlord really doesn't have any way to get rid of it. But now with this, it's really good. Only 4 memory to play. Pretty good.
Yep.
Piximon, on play when attacked. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of your opponent's turn.
Pretty okay. The lock is good. It's better than the other stuff that we've seen.
It is a fairy, so it technically can be searched out.
But you're not doing that. You're not doing
some
that.
Cards.
You have so many better level 5s that you're ignoring Piximon exists. He's cool.
He's definitely cool. He's definitely gonna be a pre-release beast.
Yeah, he's gonna be a pre-release
Somebody's gonna
beast.
slam that down, be like, okay, cool, that can't unsuspend. You can't go for game. It's interesting. Then we have Okuamon, insects. Let's go. End of opponent's turn. Once per turn, by suspending one of your Digimon, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 2 green Digimon cards among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom in your deck in any order.
This is kind of okay. I mean, if you get de-digivolved from your 6, yeah. But if you leave this thing out there as a 5, I don't think you're going to survive your opponent's turn. Like, this game has gotten pretty fast. Your 5 cannot survive that.
Every color has a way to, like, remove. Or, like, as for a search effect, it's like, I don't know. If it was
great.
like, if it was, let me Evo until my level 6, and you're suspending something.
End of opponent's turn is such a tough call. If it was end of your turn, it'd still be bad, but it'd be a little bit better.
Yeah. It's yeah. And then we have Panjamon.
Panjamon, let's go.
It has a special text box. This rule, this card is also treated as having Leomon in its name, which helps with the Leomon tribal package.
Cool.
As piercing, when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon.
It is okay.
It is very much okay.
I don't know why the entire Leomon line in this whole thing, it's not fantastic. Feels like they're printing stuff that should have been printed forever ago. And it's also mono green.
If this was the
Which is
level
bad.
6 Leomon that you could warp into, it'd be great, because you could, suspend something else, have piercing, I guess. But
And I'm pretty sure the Saber Leomon down the line does have piercing.
yeah, it does.
I think it has the exact same effect as this, actually.
And this says inheritable.
just
Your
not
turn
great.
once. Your turn when this Digimon has Leomon in the name, plus 2
2K.
KDP. I guess. Big
Decent.
boy.
Not too bad. It's not crazy, I'll be honest. I'm not nutty about this line.
Then we have Rosemon. It says when digivolving, when attacking, not once per turn. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers.
That's good.
So you Evo, suspend a Tamer, swing, suspend a Tamer, and then your turn once per turn, when a Digimon or Tamer becomes suspended by an effect, you may unsuspend this Digimon.
It feels very, very close to the BT14 Rosemon. I think that one, though,
It was all turns.
yeah, that one was on all turns, but it also suspends your opponent. It doesn't unsuspend you. And that's alright. It's not too bad. It's still 11k. It's still kind of meh. It doesn't stun or anything,
It's
so
more Rosemon.
it's very mid. It's very mid.
Then we have Saber Leomon. Yes, it does have piercing.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it says.
When digivolving, by suspending this Digimon,
Unsuspend this Digimon.
By
Suspend
unsuspend-
one of your
yeah,
opponent's
there you go,
Digimon.
there you
It's a
go.
little wacky.
so you swim with the Leo, you warp into this, you unsuspend.
You kill
End of-
something.
End of your turn, this Digimon can attack one of your opponent's Digimon.
So that means you can safely swing Leo, warp, unsuspend, suspend again, and then attack again.
With piercing.
With Pierce, yeah.
And you're gonna have 14k.
You're gonna have a lot more DP.
So it's pretty good, but
He's alright.
no protection. You're passing a lot of memory over.
Right. It's gonna be a little tough to make that call. But hey,
It could be
Leomon
funny.
support.
It could be funny.
Save it for future sets. We'll
And
get
then
better
we're going
Leos
into
then.
black. We have level 3 inheritable. Block.
Gokuamon, that's it. It's neat.
Yep. And then we
machine,
have
you can ignore
super
that.
rare
Commandramon.
Commandramon. And
More Commander
Commandramon,
stuff.
D-Brigade, all the D-Brigade believers, you're getting a lot of support.
A lot of support.
A lot of support, so let's see what you got. On play, reveal top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the D-Brigade / DigiPolice trait among them to your hand. It's 1 card, so it's not 1 Digimon. You could be a Tamer as well. Place the
cards.
rest at the top or bottom of your deck. So you get to choose. You get to choose, do I want to stack it? I don't really care about the pieces.
I mean, you're most likely gonna stack it, to be fair. It's just nice. This is a very good Digimon to float into.
Yeah, and you can set up the top 4, you can set up the bottom 4. It's really good. You're definitely gonna know what your plays are. And then you have inheritable. Alterns once per turn when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effect. By deleting one of your other Digimon with the D-Brigade trait, prevent it from leaving play.
Oh, it's advanced decoy. It's like way better decoy.
It is way better. It's Alphamon effect but inherited.
Yeah, it's
It
good.
is really good. It's now you can build a whole stack. You can like protect your level 4, 5, 6. It's
Commandramon
really
definitely
good.
needed this.
And the level 6 is really good, and you want to keep that on board. And this card just says, "Yep, that's gonna stay on board," because that gets around like a lot of things. Then we have the best archetype.
Agra army support.
The best archetype that does nothing. Bagra Army. It has on deletion save on a rookie that equals for 1.
Whoa, inherited blocker though.
Inherited
Hold on.
blocker is
The
really
Agra
good.
army's back. It was never
Blocker-
here?
I tried it once. I beat Greymon, and that's it. Never did anything else. Blocker is something that it definitely needed, but it needed like
blocker?
3 sets ago. I don't know if it's gonna do much right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Probably not, but it's black-purple line. So
It is black purple
the
line.
combo move.
But evil for 1. If you're not playing it outside of bag or army because you're trying out something quirky, you're gonna be paying that 1 memory.
Nah, you're digicrossing with this. You're not evoing.
You're definitely digicrossing with this, and it only has a blocker inheritable. So when you trash the source to like do the other effects, you don't gain the memory like you normally do. So there's that little like conflict there of the identity that you have.
You'll be alright.
We'll see what happens with this. It's definitely something I'm probably gonna be messing around and then saying it kind of sucks.
It's nice to have support.
And then Numon, we have Numon says on play when digivolving by placing 1 Satsuki. I'm not gonna pronounce that.
Yeah.
From your hand, as is Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, 1 of your Digimon gains rush for the turn. 1 of your Digimon. It doesn't have to be this one. It could be anything.
Yeah, that's Machine Dramon support.
I mean, Machine Dramon already has a way to gain rush.
Yeah, but this is another way to gain rush. Because I'm pretty sure that Tamer, I'm fairly certain that Tamer is the one that provides support for machines.
It might be. I know it's the DigiPolice / something. But yeah, it's really good. It's 3 costs that can be. It's a potential black swing that can go. I play for 3. I put my Tamer on there, and then I just swing. And the Tamer comes from your hand, so you don't even have to have the Tamer on board. So it's not as telegraphed as you might think. So you can clear your board. You have this. They have no more security or no more blockers, and you just slam this down for 3. I gain rush. I swing. Game.
It is a way to free play that Tamer specifically because that Tamer, when we get there, we'll cover the Mind Link effect. In general, like that keyword is awesome. A lot of rewards for just playing into your deck, stacking sources.
It is really good. It's also a bit of a it's really good. And then you have an inheritable blocker because why not?
Just blocker.
Bring back blockers.
A lot of blocker. Seeing a lot of blocker in the black deck. That's definitely a black deck.
It is. Retaliation, undeletion save. Retaliation is really nice.
Bagger army support.
And then blocker. Yeah, it's definitely something. It's only 3 KDP.
It's a hunter's card. It's not.
It's not a hunter's card.
Well, actually, it might be.
It's not. It doesn't have.
Are you sure about that? It doesn't have save and text? I read save and text. It's a hunter's card.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And then we have a really good card. Hi Commandramon. Hey
Commandramon.
It has the rule that says it is also treated as a Commandramon. So you don't even need to have a rookie. You have this. It's a Commandramon. You have a Commandramon. So this is 1 attacking reveal top 3 of your deck. You may play 1 card with the D-Brigade, DigiPolice trait with a play cost of 3 or less among them without paying the cost. Place a rest at the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
So this card says swing, play your Tamer,
Multiplies.
or play your card. It gives you so much. It's play cost 3 or less. So you gotta be careful with that because I know that.
But he's the only one that restricts by that effect because every other one of your Commandramons will just play a Commandramon, which includes this.
Yes.
Ignoring level, ignoring play cost.
Yes.
It's awesome. Good. And
then
the inherited's the same thing, protection.
When it says once per
wow.
turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area. So you have protection from your rookie and you have protection from your level 4.
So your 3 and your 4 provide protection. That's awesome.
Even if you whiff on the protection from the level 3, you can potentially go into this and it has protection. Or if you just hard play this by another effect, you still have the protection. It's really good. It's really good.
It's good. It's Commandramon stuff.
Vegemon, we have on play when Digivolving by returning 1 Digimon card from your opponent's trash to the top of their deck, gain a memory. So purple hate because
It's not just purple hate. It's like everything hate. This is a way for you to, if you can cheat this out, this is a guaranteed brick for your opponent.
I guess, but
like you could stack a level 6 on top of their deck when they're not in need of a level 6 at all.
Yeah,
maybe they're looking for a level 4, and you're like, you're gonna be drawing this now.
In that sense, you're kind of expecting them to be bricked, have something in their graveyard while they're bricked, and you have this in hand.
I never said it was good, but it's definitely an option.
It's very interesting with the line of support that it's getting with the future cards we're gonna see. But yeah, manipulating the trash and stacking your opponent's deck. That second part, stacking your opponent's deck, that one is actually a really interesting idea that I want to see them explore a little bit more.
And they will with the forgot the name of it.
It's Vader, I think it's one of them.
Quantumon, that's the name of the card.
Quantum
that's
also does.
Later on.
And then it says Datamon, all turns, this Digimon can't be deleted by your opponent's effect.
That's alright.
Black has a lot of protection nowadays, especially.
They have other ways to deal with that. Yeah.
However, SB was one of the Digimon we saw last set on the Surgeon's booster that had protection from deletion as well. So black just having generic protection.
It's nice.
It's very nice. It's
not crazy though.
It's not crazy because
We'll
you can still get bounce. You can still get like tuck.
Bounce, bottom decked, stacked security, DP reduced.
Yeah, this
A
card,
lot.
it's very interesting. It's definitely gonna
It's a vanilla.
see some play in pre-release. That's about it.
Pre-release. Yeah, there's a lot of cards that will be seeing a lot of play.
Black
Pre-release.
King Numon. Okay, more Numemons.
It's the guy. Numon support.
So he says on deletion, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Monzaimon in its name among them to your hand, and play 1 Digimon card with Numemon in its name among them without paying the cost.
And then bottom deck the rest.
Yes, and this card,
Yeah.
fun fact, has Numemon in name, so it could technically play itself out, I think.
You can cross with Monzaimon, or cross in quotation marks. 'Cause on play, he will stack something. It's the way to give him blocker, and because you do have armor perch, you get to safe block right into another 5. Your 5 goes into a 5. That's pretty good.
It is really good, and it has inheritable blockers, so
Yeah, lets you block.
It's very interesting. It's definitely seen support, but
It's Numemon support. I mean, we could always use more Numemon support. That deck needs a lot of work.
Then we have Cargodramon. Cargodramon says on play when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 card with D-Brigade, DigiPolice, trade with a play cost of 4 or less from among them without paying the cost, trash the rest.
It is a better Tankdramon.
It is really good because the new line, basically, it's letting you play out a lot of guys for free. You can play your champion even for free. You evo into this, play something else for free. This has the protection because of the inheritable, and then it has the inheritable all turns once per turn. When one of your other Digimon is deleted, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Commandramon among them without paying the cost.
You can
Trash
play
the rest.
DigiPolice, so that means Numemon. You can play the new. Yeah, you can play the
you
Numemon.
can
Give
give him
something
rush.
rush.
You can
This is a
technically
good thing. It's good. There's support in there for sure.
It's very interesting, and it's replacing other things with the inheritable effect, which when you are going to be removed or attempted to be removed, your inheritables are gonna destroy something that you have, and then this guy's gonna be like, oh wait, let me replace that with something else. It's setting up your trash, and it's
Doing a lot. It's doing a lot. That's
really,
great.
really good.
Great new line for the Commandramon deck. Plenty of stuff going on there.
Vaymon. I kind of like this one. Right now.
No way.
It says on play when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon for each Digimon card among them. Return the reveal cards to the top or bottom of the deck.
But you don't get to switch the order. So that means, you know what your opponent's gonna draw, and you know what order they're gonna draw. Like hand information is cool.
Information.
It's nice,
and
but it doesn't
de-digivolve.
guarantee anything. It's a de-digivolve 1. That's
for every Digimon.
but
It
for
could
level
potentially
5?
be 3 or it could be 0. You know, we love to gamble here.
If this thing was a level 4, I could maybe give it some points. But level 5, nah, there's way better level 5s.
And then we have a
Whoa,
level
Platinum Numemon.
6 Platinum Numemon. 9 KDP says on play when Digivolving by trashing 1 card with Numemon and its name in your hand. Gain 2 memories, so this comes down for 8, or it could evo for 1.
You're playing this for 8.
Of course you are. And then on deletion, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with Numemon/Monzaimon and its name from your hand without paying the cost.
So it's Munsai support / Numemon support.
So I see.
You can float into a Munsai.
I see the line. You're like cycling between your level 5. There's also a Numemon in name. I don't remember if the other card said you can play any Numemon. This is a Numemon.
Whoa. I don't think any Numemon.
Alright,
It would specify Numemon. I don't think it would specify Numemon in its name.
1 Digimon card with Numemon in its name.
Without paying the cost? Oh boy, yep, you got me there.
And then you gain 2 memory.
And then you gain 2 memory.
And it's crazy, and then you're like, oh, should I break?
Yeah, and then on deletion, you float into Monsaimon, which adds a Numemon back,
Or
and
a
then you gain
Numemon.
another 2.
So you can float to that
Loops.
Numemon.
Loops.
Yeah, you're looping in yellow. It's
You're not
crazy.
doing that. It's a 9k level 6. Huge.
That's definitely dying. And then we
That's
have
the plan.
Evamon. On play
Cyborg.
when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Delete any number of your opponent's Digimon with a total play cost or less than equal to the play cost of 1 of the revealed Digimon cards. Return the revealed cards to the top or the bottom of the deck. So this is gonna be interesting when we're able to manipulate the opponent's deck a little bit better, because you could technically find something that they wanted. Let's say on Omnimon, kill their level 6, then throw that Omnimon on the bottom. If they don't have another stack, maybe just keep that on top as a brick. It could be interesting. It's very meh for now, like Carlos said.
It is very meh.
But it is very interesting.
It's cool to have knowledge. Just knowing what your opponent's going to draw, messing with their deck. Manipulating deck in general seems strong, just maybe not in a game where you draw so much. Might not matter too much.
And then we have the good level 6s.
Brigadramon.
Yeah.
Brigadramon?
Yeah,
When you're evolving,
You
choose
can-
any
you-
number of your opponent's Digimon so that their play cost is up to 7 and delete them. So it's a mini field wipe. It's half a black WarGreymon. That's pretty good. Opponents turn all your Digimon with D-Brigade gain blocker. So all your rookies are blockers, and if they have an inherited, so if they're not rookies, they can protect each other, right? So that's pretty
And
nice.
then you recycle them back.
Right? End of your turn, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Play any number of D-Brigade cards, D-Brigade, DigiPolice, with a play cost of 7 without paying the cost, trash the rest. In any combination, that means you can do 2 rookies, you could do a 4 and a 3.
Oh yeah, that's
pretty good.
7 cost. That's
Well, you can't cheat it. Well, I mean, yeah, you can. You can play specifically that, but you want to go wider.
And with this deck, you've already seen that we can like potentially stack our deck however we want, so we know exactly what we're gonna get. This card is really good. It's gonna stay on the field. It's gonna make everything. It's gonna generate a lot of blockers, and it's gonna be like, hey, if you don't have a Death X,
Very
good luck,
sticky
buddy.
field. Very hard to remove pretty much anything with those inheriteds.
And it's really, 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 really good. And cool looking always too. Then we go to purple. That's color.
Gazi on deletion, gain a memory. That's
Sukamon.
pretty alright. Yeah, we just needed another Sukamon. That's pretty good.
Then we have Goldramon, which is really good. Says inheritable. Your turn once per turn. When a card is trashed from your hand by your effect, gain 1 memory.
So Ogremon, swing, discard a card, gain a memory, 2 checks.
We had
all the
this
good
with
stuff.
the, I want to say Gankumon or something like that.
Gankumon?
No, it's not Gankumon. It's one of the level 4s from the Tyrannomon deck that had the same effect, but now it's just on a rookie. Really, really good.
Pretty neat.
Super rare and purple, we got Leomon. Leomon, it's a deck. It's a really good deck. Start your main phase says by placing 1 AG from your hand or trash under this Digimon as bottom Digivolution card, gain a memory. Promote out, gain a memory. Pretty nice. Playing a Tamer with the Mind Link effect under him.
So it free plays a Tamer more or less because, again, we're going to cover it later, but Mind Link effectively says end of your turn, take this Tamer from under your Digimon and just put it back into your battle area.
It's
Pretty good.
Really, really good.
So free plays a Tamer, gains you a memory for it.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
It could get back your Tamer from trash just from this promoting out. It's really good. And then it says inheritable, your turn once per turn. When your card with the Dark Animal / Sons of Chaos is trait is played, gain a memory. Again, just a lot of memory gain. A lot of, in purple, you're bringing back a lot of stuff back to the field. And you're gaining memory for it. It's very efficient, very good.
You're definitely going to like that memory gain, though. This deck does a lot of playing from trash.
And it has an altar that's really fire. Then we have
Super clean.
Fangmon, a dark animal, so it does have synergy with the Leomon deck. It's on play when attacking. Return 1 purple Digimon card with the dark animal trait from your trash to your hand, then trash 1 card from your hand.
That's neat.
It is it's very interesting. It's definitely some type of recursion, so calling is at 1. This is definitely gonna help, maybe control that a little bit better.
Play cost 4, you can slam it. It's not too bad.
Yeah, and you don't even have to pay the cost in some of this. Some of this just
Some
brings
instances
back-
will free play it, and then you
Yeah.
can recycle from there. Yeah,
For
better
free.
calling. In archetype calling.
Then we have Goldramon, really good card. It says your turn once per turn. When a card is trashed from your hand, by your effect, gain a memory. Inheritable.
Same thing, inheritable.
Same thing. It is really good.
It's pretty neat.
It is really good.
So along with the Gabumon, you could run the Yaman egg that says trash 1, gain 2k.
You could. There's a lot of level 5s that when you evo, you're trashing.
They will
things.
trash things. A lot of memory gain.
You're getting a lot of memory, and it is really good.
Intense Mervamon support, perhaps.
It's not all. It's not all turns, sadly.
That kind of sucks.
Then we have Lugarmon. It says when attacking by trashing 1 card from your hand, draw 1, and then if you have AG and the Digivolution cards,
Gain a memory.
You gain a memory.
So draw 1, gain a memory when attacking. Specifically, if you have your Tamer, you gain a memory, but that's not too bad.
So you trash 1 to
drawing
draw a card, and with the egg that we
not
read,
the reverse. That's not as. I know, yeah, you can evo from there. I see how that's good, but it would be a lot better if it was a draw 1, trash 1.
Well,
Maybe this is the
yeah.
nerf, right? This is how we keep it balanced.
I guess, but with all the training boost, all the searching, all the cycling you're already doing, by the turn you're attacking with this, you know what you have in hand.
You're gonna see it.
You're gonna trash your level 5. You're gonna evo into it, and then it's gonna be like a whole thing. You're gaining memory. You're drawing a card again. You have inheritable alternates once per turn. When your card with Dark Animal or SOC is played gain another memory.
So yeah, same thing as the Lugamon.
It is really
the
good.
baby.
Then we have Digimon. Digimon says on play when attacking, trash the top 3 cards of your deck.
Digimon gets plus 1k for every 3 cards in your trash, and then on deletion, trash 1 card in your opponent's hand without looking. Hand control? Whoa, this is like Dan Devi support.
It is very interesting. It's also really quick graveyard setup.
It's nice. It's nice.
The
for an
only
on-play
downside is the on-play is 7. But if you're playing with this with like a Merva or like a Underworld's Call, was it?
Yeah, Underworld's Call.
Yeah, you can play this for 4, make it cheaper.
But Underworld's Call does play a 4. Yeah, Underworld's Call does give you your on-plays.
Yes. And
yeah,
it is
nice.
really good. And it's also when attacking. And then it has plus 1 KDP for every 3 cards in your trash. And you guys know Purple has like 10 to 20 easily.
All the time. So he's going to be pretty big.
It is pretty big. That's already like a 12k usually. You're going to have it like around 10k or 12k, this guy. And it's going to be really good. Eventually, like, they're not going to be able to get rid of it during your turn. Obviously, when you pass over turn, it's going to be back to
Different
6.
story, but, you know, again, on deletion, you get to hand control.
Yeah,
Not too.
Then we have Goldramon. Goldramon says when Digivolving, by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your Digimon with the lowest level and one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level.
So ideally, this is the only thing you have on your field, because on deletion, it'll play an Agumon, and then it gives that Agumon rush if you have a tie. So that's not too bad. I think this is intended to just be a, like, here's my answer for your Digimon, and I'm going to float, and you're hopefully not going to float, even though a lot of decks can protect. Not horrible. It kind of ignores colors in a way, but you're not playing this in any Greymon deck of any sort.
It is very interesting.
Skull Greymon's just out of place on this one, to be honest. Every time I see a Skull Greymon, it definitely, it's how should I say, accurate to the Digimon itself, but not so much for the decks. You don't want to play it.
Then we have Skullsatamon. Skullsatamon says on play when Digivolving, trash the top 2 cards of both players' decks, and then your turn once per turn when a card is trashed from your opponent's deck, gain a memory.
And we have Creepymon support. Let's go.
It is very interesting. You're trashing top 2 from both of yours, and you gain memory.
So we see a Creepymon resurgence, right? Like we're playing Creepymon again.
On play cost 6, technically, if there's no memory blocker.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. It's not good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It's not great. It's nice to see older decks get something akin to support.
If it was inheritable though, then...
Whoa, yeah, if it had any sort of inheritable, it'd be awesome. Creepymon definitely loves inheritables.
And then a really good level 5.
Leomon.
Since end of your turn, delete this Digimon and draw 2. Then you may return 1 Lugamon from your trash to your hand. So if you're counting, that's potentially 3 cards going back to your hand.
Good loops.
On deletion, you may trash up to 3 cards with the Dark Animal or SOC trait in your hand, then delete 1 of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon. For each card trashed by this effect, add 1 to the maximum level.
So you can, you draw 2, you pick up 1 for sure. So you're at least going to have at least 1 Dark Animal target in hand. That means you instantly delete a level 3. And then you can go 4, 5, 6. Whoa. Level 3. It starts at level 3.
Yep. Then you
and the second you trash 1, then it goes 4, 5, 6. Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It is really good. It's a lot of hand cycling as well.
Yeah, but most of your deck is Dark Animals.
And this one is... I've played this a little bit with Fenriloogamon, and Leomon is just like, okay, I'm not seeing the rest of my line. I can slap this down.
It'll find it. It'll find it. It'll loop what you need to loop. It's
even if you don't have a line, if your field is clear, you can slam this down for 7 and it's removal. And that's just crazy. It's like, it's removal, it's draw, and it's recursion. It does so much. It's 9k, so even it's hit in security, and it's a 9k. Like, you gotta be
sizable.
It's really good. It's really good. And then you have Leomon. Says when Digivolving, you may play 1 level 3 or lower card with the Dark Animal / SOC trait from your trash without paying the cost. If AG is in this Digivolution cards, add 1 to the maximum level of the card you can choose with this effect. So you can play a level 4 or level 3 or lower Digimon.
Right.
So you can play the Fangmon, which will let you recur something else. You can play another Luga. You can play, I think there's like a Flasco that has the Dark Animals. We don't have that many level 3s Dark Animals, but we do have a lot of level 4s with the Black Godomon as well. That is a Dark Animal. the black Goldramon that has rush. So yeah, and if you remember the other effects, you gain a memory when you play
a dark
Digimon.
animal.
Yeah. So you can essentially evo for 3, gain back 2, and have an extra body for the alliance effect that we're going to talk later on. And then when attacking, by trashing 1 card in your hand, gain a memory. So again, if you have the egg, that's an evo, gain a memory. It's really good.
Oh, it unsuspends on inherited.
Your turn, once per turn, when your card with the dark animal trait is played, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So yeah, the idea is you're already playing one, so you have the alliance. Spoiler alerts. The alliance keyword proccing with that, and then when you play another Digimon, you can get the unsuspend effect. It's really good. It's really good. Unsuspending is always really nice.
Right. Definitely a purple staple, right? Unsuspending.
Yeah.
It's a blue deck now.
It's Jesmon. It's blue. It's a lot of things. Then we have Goldramon. Goldramon says, when digivolving, when attacking once per turn, for every 10 cards in your trash the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Pretty good.
Creepymon support.
I guess. Why not just play Creepymon at that point? And it says, when attacking once per turn, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in the trash, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Mind you, it is an 11k body. No jamming, no protection whatsoever.
It's a small dude, but hey, Creepymon support.
I guess.
It trashes cards.
You're
That's
trashing
all.
cards from
Trashing
your
cards
opponents.
from your opponent's deck. So
And
Mill could be a real deck, in a sense. Now that we have a lot more cards for it.
It definitely could be. And then we have the goodest of boys,
Fenriloogamon.
I love
This guy cheats the game. I don't like him.
I love him. It reads like I wrote this card.
Not fair.
So it says,
This is
when
a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
digivolving for 4, you may play one level 4 lower card with the dark animal or SOC trait from your trash without paying the cost. If you have AJ underneath him, you can add 2 to the maximum number of Digimon. So essentially, you could evo for this. If you have AJ in the bottom, you can just plop 2 guys for free. And if you remember, they're heritable from the level 5. As soon as you plop those guys down, you unsuspend.
Nice.
And then it says, when attacking once per turn, by deleting one of your opponent's Digimon, one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. For each of your Digimon, add 1 to the maximum level of Digimon you can choose with this effect. So he counts himself for that.
Of course.
So that's already level 4 if you have nothing else on field. And then your turn, the condition to end the turn becomes your opponent having 3 or more memory.
That's the broken part. That's the part that I think seems kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
It feels unnecessarily slapped into this card.
With all the memory gain you're already getting, you're going into your level 5, you're playing something for free, and then you go into this guy, you're playing 2 other things for free. That's already 4 bodies. You're getting to level 7. Deletion right there. It is insane. So you evo into this with the trashing effect when you're attacking with the level 5, gaining back the memory. Evoing into this, you already unsuspend there because you play something, then you attack, pop something on your opponent's side, and then you unsuspend yet again. So it's 3 swings.
Yeah, this is projected best deck.
It is.
So we'll see what happens when it gets over here. It didn't get hit. It had seen nothing. It's just supposed to be really solid.
Well,
all the cards read, making it super consistent.
They did kind of discard the Goldramon package that was being run in Japan, but there also is a mill
You
variant.
don't need it.
So there are ways to setting up your graveyard. But yeah, even just with the new cards themselves, are really, really good for this deck. And
Guy's crazy
you're
strong.
Gonna be setting up a lot, and this guy is gonna be closing in a lot of games. Has no protection though, so as soon as it sees one option, security is gonna be like, oh,
Nice.
that's.
But
kinda
yeah,
it.
having to rely on security bumps a little wacky.
Yeah, and then we can go into the Tamer. So let's start with Ty. Ty says, starting your main phase, one of your Digimon with the vaccine trait gets +2 KDP for the turn. And then your turn, when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack by suspending his Tamer, gain 1 memory.
So this is, like, unironically Phoenixmon support.
It is Phoenixmon because you are gaining back a memory as soon as you're checking
for
security.
attacking, and then you're also
giving
just
them-
gaining DP on your birds.
And it is a Tamer you can play for free usually with that deck. It is more
decent.
Phoenixmon support than it is Greymon. I don't think Greymon is going to be swapping out the other type for this one.
Definitely not.
But it already gained so much DP. It's crazy. It's good. It's pre-release. You can see it in pre-release.
For sure. I mean, hey, more DP.
It's vaccine, so it can go in yellow.
Oh, what? Man, I mean, maybe if I still had Greymon, but they took that from me, so I don't think so.
Then you have a Joe Kiddo. Joe says, play trash one Digivolution card from under one of your opponent's Digimon.
Targeted. It's alright.
Pretty good. And then your turn, when a card is trashed from under one of your opponent's Digimon by suspend this Tamer, gain 1 memory. So he costs 2.
It's a 2-cost Tamer.
Yep.
It's not bad. You're not playing it again. You're really not playing it. It's like the older Joe, but not, not even remotely
Now, Tamer,
decent.
you are going to be playing says TK Takashi.
Aw, yeah.
On play, by adding the top card of your security stack to your hand, you may place 1 yellow card with the vaccine trait from your hand to the bottom of your security stack. And your turn, when a card is added to your security stack, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. Again, 2-cost Tamer if you have the vaccine. So ideal play. You
Pretty
go
good.
Patamon, play this, stack your security with the Anjumon or whatever you want to evolve into. Promote out Evo, and then you gain the memory again on that following turn.
Loud recursion. This TK is fantastic, honestly, for the deck.
It is really good, and if you have multiples of him, you're getting so much memory. It's really good. It's just really good. We have Mimi. Mimi says, on play, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with plant/vegetation/fairy in one of its traits among them to your hand. Place a rest at the bottom of your deck. And then your turn, when a Digimon becomes suspended by an effect, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. This is when a Digimon, it could be yours or your opponent's.
Right.
It is a searcher.
This is Bloomlord support, right? Now that you're playing the Togemon, you can actually do this.
You could, yeah. But
You could free play it.
Why not play Green Memory Boost at that point?
Because this sticks around for multiple turns.
You could.
And you're also free playing this. Green Memory Boost costs you 3. If you got the Togemon going,
Oh yeah.
this one's free.
Yeah, that is a free Tamer. I forgot about that one. You're right. It's really interesting. It's really good. Yeah. And by suspending, when it becomes suspended, so you Digisorption, you gain a memory.
Digisorb gain a memory. Yeah. All the
Green
good stuff.
needed to reduce its ego cost.
For sure. Oh yeah, they really needed that.
And then we have a Satsuki Tamahime. A lot of text in this one, but it says security.
Wall
Play
text.
this card without playing the cost, just like an average Tamer. And start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. So
That's it. So it's a free gain of memory as long as your opponent is doing anything in the game.
it's pretty good. This is main mind link.
That's a really cool keyword.
To one of your Digimon with Numon or Monzaimon in its name or DigiPolice trait. Now what is Mind Link? Mind Link says, place this Tamer as that Digimon's bottom Digivolution card if there are no Tamer cards in its Digivolution cards.
So you can't stack 2, but hey, Mind Link is a really good effect because it allows you to give an additional effect that you wouldn't previously have to a Digimon of your choice. So it's a way to put something in the stack that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And in this instance specifically, the Mind Link is giving your Numemon or Monzaimon or DigiPolice, because it works for all 3, or I guess 2, right? Because Numemon and Monzaimon are more or less the same deck. Jamming and Reboot. Honestly, why is this a Numemon and Monzaimon? Like, that really is DigiPolice support.
I mean,
Your Commandramon's swinging Jamming and Reboot?
well,
That's amazing.
Now you have Jamming Reboot with the blocker effect on the Monzaimon.
Can't have blocker, and then you're hard to remove because you got those inheritable. Man, this is crazy. DigiPolice is getting a whole lot of stuff here.
And it's funny because the Mind Link effect is a main effect. It doesn't have to do at the start of it. It doesn't do anything. And even if you're scared about losing this card, it gives your body jamming, so you're most likely not gonna die in battle.
You're living. You have to hit an option to die now.
And then end of all turns, by the way. So it could be yours. It could be your opponent's. You may play 1 Satsuki from this Digimon Digivolution cards without paying the cost.
Right, because you're going to need to keep the Reboot on your opponent's turn.
So you go Reboot, whatever happens, and then you take it off again.
Then you take it out, and then you
It could
switch
be
it
in
into
your
another body
turn.
next turn.
If you feel like they're gonna pop you, it could be your turn. If you feel like you're safe, you can keep it there. It is really interesting. Mind Link as a mechanic is really, really wild, and it's very interesting. It's a whole new way to interact with the Tamer.
A lot of new keywords.
And then we have Eiji Nagasumi says, security, play this card without paying the cost.
The usual.
Start of your main, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory.
So same thing as Satsuki.
Yeah. And then main, Mind Link to one of your
Dark
Digimon with Dark Animal or
SOC.
Earth. Yeah, Sons of Chaos. And what do you get for Mind Linking this guy? Well, 2 little things. You gain Alliance and Blocker. So Alliance says, tap something else, gain that much CP.
And Sex
That's
+1.
for this attack. And it is not a once per turn. So if you remember, you put this on under your Fenriloogamon stack. You're swinging 2 checks, big ass DP. unsuspend, swing, suspend.
Alliance again. Give it another check +1.
And then you do it again on the third time. Like that's
It's
6.
got a lot going on.
That's 6 memory right there. 6 swings right there. It is really crazy. And if you took one security off before the Fenrilooga, they're cooked. They're cooked.
Pretty good.
And then you have again the end of all turns effect. You can take this off, so you can keep a blocker up, or you can just use it for the alliance, which is normally what it's done.
Very versatile for a mechanic. Mind Link. Pretty good.
It is really good. And you're not afraid of losing him because you have the Sukamon that gets him back from the trash and gets you the memory for doing that. So you can easily leave up a blocker, gain the memory, go into the Fenrilooga, same effect. And you're not losing that gain of memory effect because you get it back from the trash. And it's all crazy. It's really good. It's amazing. I love this card. I love it.
It's a neat card.
Then we have Janai or Ganai.
Gane? I don't remember this guy's name. He appeared like once.
I didn't even see
That's
that.
it.
I didn't see that. So it says on play, you may reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 level 3 Digimon card and 1 non-white Tamer card among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. So
That's alright.
reveal top 5, add a rookie. That's not white.
Yeah, but you're not really looking for anything with this card. Like, it's a searcher, and I'm glad it's a searcher because it does add something to the card, but its primary effect is the second one, the opponent's turn effect, which is whenever your opponent attacks, you can suspend this Tamer and move a Digimon from the breeding area to the battle area. The intended purpose would be to, like, blast, but blast Digivolve is also kind of versatile, right? They are going to trigger all their when attacking effects. Then you tap Gane, you move something up. It's cool for that. It's a safe blast Evo. Honestly, I think it's going to be maybe teched into other decks that want to have a big blocker out, but no protection. Easier to just surprise, here's a big blocker, you triggered all your effects, you can't deal with it. Now you eat the block and die.
It's very interesting. It's definitely it's gonna be a card that we have to keep in mind for later sets because there are gonna be things that we just want to promote out in certain turns. It gives you that little bit of interaction in your opponent's turn, which could be kind of dangerous depending on what we see later on. But so far it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I would say get your 4 copies and just put them in the binder for now, and then later on.
Blast Evo is not that crazy yet, but we'll see where that goes.
Then we're going to move on to the options. We have Mega Flame. Main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6 KDP or less. And then if you have a Greymon in name, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP instead. And that's a 4-cost option that says,
It's not bad.
pop something.
Yeah, it does say just pop something. If your opponent doesn't have any protection, then you just hit him with this and you out the body. The body, so long as you have a Greymon, but you're usually going to have a Greymon.
And then you have Dragon of Courage. Dragon of Courage, 4-cost option says, while you have a Tamer with Takamiya, you may use this card ignoring color requirements, so you can slap it onto the black tie tag, so if you don't have a red source. Main, by placing 1 Greymon and 1 Metal Greymon from your trash as the bottom Digivolution cards of one of your Agumon, that Digimon may Digivolve to WarGreymon in your hand, ignoring Digivolution conditions without paying cost. So that's a way of saying, if you have an Agu, just build a whole line, don't pay the cost for 4.
It's pretty good. Skipping around stuff like that, it lets you recover. Let's say you lost a stack and you're missing pieces. This lets you get to your 6 without having to find more pieces.
It's also just really good value for when you have to rebuild. You just promote the Agumon, you play this, you go all the way to your level 6 with sources, and you can tap your ties, you can tap anything like that.
And 4 is the perfect play cost because of that tie. So as long as you have a memory tamer plus the black tie, you get to keep turn with this guy.
It is really good. And since security, you may play 1 Agumon from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to your owner's hand. So it's setting itself up for that, big I'm gonna warp effect. And it's really interesting, especially with the new WarGreymon that we're gonna see.
Yeah, I do see WarGreymon decks playing this as a 1-of in there.
Oh, 100%. And then we have Wave of Reliability. It says 2-cost main, trash Digivolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon, you choose. Then, if you have a Tamer with Joe Kiddo in its name, choose one of your Digimon. If your opponent does not have a Digimon with equal or more Digivolution cards in that Digimon, unsuspend that Digimon.
So it's a 2-cost unsuspend. Nothing wrong with that.
Remember all those when attacking?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that will trigger, and they are not once per turn. So you get to abuse some stuff.
If you're playing the Joe deck, I don't know why you're playing the Joe itself. If it was like,
if it didn't require
tied to Joe, it would be really, really good.
but it's not.
Someone's gonna cook with this.
Well, they're definitely gonna cook. I don't know about go off with it though. It's
And the security effect says, activate this card's main effect, then add this card to its owner's hand. So in security, it's strip to sources, possibly restand if you have Joe, and then add this to your hand so you can restand again. It's
all right.
It's all right. It is
There's
very
not much to say about it, honestly. The Joe is just
If the Joe
it's
was
holding
really
it back. If the Joe was good, if the Joe did
Wait,
something,
Wait.
the Joe's your turn.
With Joe Kiddo in its name, so does it work with Sora and Joe? It does, right?
Yeah. With Joe Kiddo and his name. We're
Okay,
with
we're
Sora
cooking.
Joe, but
We're
no,
cooking.
stop cooking.
We're gonna cook something wild.
Sora Joe is not great. If we had a way to free play Sora Joe, then maybe, but we really don't.
Wait, you got all force. What are you talking about?
Come now.
Then we have a decent blue option. It's 3-cost marching fishies.
Love this card.
Fishes. Main says choose one of your Digimon. 3 of your opponent's Digimon with equal or fewer Digivolution cards, then the chosen Digimon can attack or block until end of your opponent's turn. So it's the Blue Flare Metal Greymon effect.
See, I didn't know this card existed, but this is a really good blue flare card.
It's just a general blue card. If you go into I know later on we're gonna have a Melga set of NEX antibodies, anything that gives you a lot more sources, or even if you're going the stripping sources route. This card just says stun 3 guys, good.
And then
It's
inherited though. Oh my god.
and then security, one of your opponent's Digimon can attack for the turn, then add this card to its owner's hand.
Fantastic.
So security effect says
Yeah.
that guy can attack.
He can't swing for a game.
Just because, even if he unsuspends, so if you go into they go into like a Melga, or they go into a Greymon, or anything that can go into Omnimon, this card just says, yeah, that guy can't attack anymore. I'm sorry about
Got
that.
him.
And then you add it to your hand, so you can potentially make
You can
him
do it again.
unable attack.
You stun loop them.
Marching Fishes, a really, really good card. It gives you a lot of value. It helps you slow down the game, or it just might save you if they're going super wide. This also helps against D-Brigade, because it will target 3 that says they can't block.
Just stuns them. Fantastic.
They can't
It'll
block.
stun their dudes.
So you can. It gives blue a tool to help that matchup, and it's really, really good. The art goes crazy too. And then we have Messenger of Hope, 1-costed yellow option. Main, look at your security stack.
That's
Alright,
fine.
alright, great. One of your Digimon may digivolve into a level 6 or lower yellow Digimon card with the vaccine trait among them without paying a cost. Then shuffle your security stack if your Digimon digivolved with this effect, and you have a Tamer with TK Takeshi, recover 1. So for 1, look at your security. You may evo into something yellow. If you have a TK, you recover, and if you already had the TK out, the new one, you're just suspending it to gain another memory. So it's essentially for free. It is
sort of free. You just have to keep in mind that you can't ignore Digivolution requirements with this.
You cannot, but you ignore the cost. So it's really good. And then security effect says you may play 1 Patamon from hand or trash, and then you basically add this to your hand.
Pataloops, that's pretty good.
So a level 6 with vaccine, that's really, really good.
It's nice. It's nice. You
Level
just can't
6 or
ignore level requirements. That means you have to have a line already.
It's really good. It's really,
You have to break really hard for this one.
And then you have Heaven's Knuckle, a really good yellow option.
That's good. That one is awesome.
That says main activate one of the following. So any card that lets you choose between different effects, it's gonna be versatile. It's gonna be amazing. Only 4 costs. Is one of your opponent's Digimon gets -6 KD for the turn. For the turn. That's just for the turn. And then by deleting one of your Angemon, place one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of their security stack.
Chaos degrade them, but you have to have an Andromon.
It gets around a lot of protections, and the security effect says activate this card's main effect, so you get to choose. If they're swinging with something that's going to swing multiple times, you can lower them down by 6k. Or if you don't have
If it
an
has no
Angemon,
protection,
it can get rid
Chaos
of
degrade them.
It can get rid of another body. It's very versatile, and that's really, really good. It can
Pretty
either
good.
send it to the trash, or it can just send it to the security stack.
That's a Monstermon card.
Wait, yeah, it is 100%. And the Angemon there, it brings you back a Devimon.
Yeah, loops.
Then we have 1-costed green option, Poison Ivy, says main. One of your opponent's Digimon gains all turns. When this Digimon becomes suspended, lose some memory until the end of your opponent's turn. So
Same thing effect as the Palmon, but better in a sense because you can recur it now. You can pick when you want to use it instead of just having to go start a main, pick a target.
And in security, it says activate this main and then add it to hand, which is just crazy.
It's Ice Wall.
So you go boom, ice wall, and then my turn. Oh, you know
Got
what's
him
coming.
again.
You know what's coming.
Oh yeah.
And then you have a 3-cost green option says flowering, sincerity. Main suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. If you have a Tamer with Mimi and its name, one of your opponent's Digimon can unsuspend until the end of your opponent's turn.
It's a stun. Stun's good. Active main does the same thing. Not too shabby. So, let's go Suka's Curse. Well, that's interesting. Non-1 Digimon digivolve into Digimon with Sukamon in its name from your hand without paying the cost, ignoring Digivolution requirements. So, Warp.
And the rule is, this card is also treated as having Sukamon in its name.
So you can add it with other cards that search Sukamon. Not too bad. Security.
And it counts the Sukamon in trash.
Whoa! At all areas, yeah, with the Sukamon. So that means it's a viable target. And security effect is King Sukamon effect, which is to warp one of your opponent's Digimon straight into a Sukamon. So delete all its effects. It just becomes a 3k Sukamon. That's pretty good, actually. As a bomb in security, that's pretty fantastic.
And then talking about an actual bomb, we have DCD bomb.
DCD bomb.
It says main digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then by returning 3 cards with D-Brigade or the DigiPolice trade from the trash to the top of your deck, delete your opponent's Digimon up to a maximum play cost of 6.
That's not bad. D-Digivolve is awesome. We do need that. So
Darkwing Solution, 1 custom option says main trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Then one of your Digimon with Devimon in its name gets security attack +1.
that's fine. Not too bad. It plays into the Devimon archetype. Having a mill option besides like Darkness Wave is awesome. Just cool. Just in general. It says Devimon
Rush?
in its name, so that means even your Lady Devi could potentially have like sec +1.
Devimon Rush.
Devimon Rush. That's a real deck now.
We have Pummel Whack, 3 costed option says when this card is trash from your hand, by your effect, draw one.
1.
So similar to Underworld's Call. And then main delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon.
Yeah, it's the only other card besides Underworld's Call that has that effect, so
3
it works in the
cost,
purple synergy.
Pop a level 4, really, really good.
Ooh, it's a 3 cost. That was a 4 cost.
Yeah,
That's pretty decent. Yeah.
It's crazy. And then we
Very
go to the
level 4
secrets.
lower.
And then we have WarGreymon and Andromon. Let's go WarGreymon first. WarGreymon says, while you have a Tamer with Tai in its name, your opponent has a Digimon with 10 KDP or more. Your Agumon may digivolve into this card from your hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring Digivolution requirements. And then when you Digivolve, it says, this Digimon gains raid for the turn. Then this Digimon may attack. So essentially, you have a blitz. When attacking, if you have a Tamer, this Digimon gains security attack +1 and piercing for the turn. So if you're doing the warping, you have security attack +1, piercing, raid, and blitz.
It does everything. It does everything. The warp is good. There was an effect earlier that played a Agumon with Rush, if I remember correctly.
No, just an Agumon.
Just an Agumon? Oh, well, it doesn't give it Rush, but hey, this is pretty good all around. As long as your Agumon is alive, then this can happen. And then because this is a rule box on the card, you can actually, I believe you can go rookie straight into WarGreymon.
Yeah.
I feel like you can do that, yeah.
Yeah, this is right there.
Because it's a rule box. It's not a your turn. It's not a when digivolving. It's not any one of those. It's a rule box effect. So once you promote an Agumon, if you have a tie, you just go, here's a level 6. Deal with it.
Yep.
Your opponent just has to have a Digimon. But hey, good level 6. All around fantastic effect. The final card.
A lot of ways to like get your Agumon to be a Greymon in the
Good loops.
Andromon says 6 cost, 6 KDP, evil for 3, but 2 from Patamon. When attacking, by deleting this Digimon, activate one of the following effects. Again, versatility. Place one of your opponent's Digimon with the virus trait at the bottom of their security stack.
So you Chaos Degradate something specifically a virus. So this one's not as cool as the other card that just says anything.
A lot of black decks, a lot of purple decks, they're going to be suffering.
They're going to be virus. We're going to be hitting them.
One of your opponent's Digimon gets -5 KDP for the turn.
That's the other effect, which is not bad. Just when attacking on a level 4 to have a -5 KDP is pretty good.
You do have to pop it though. And then it says,
fine.
on deletion, place this card at the bottom of your security stack. Then if you have a Tamer, you may hatch a Digi-Egg in your breeding area.
And
so
that's why popping it is good.
it's removal,
It floats.
get another egg. So if you're stuck, you don't have level 5, you don't have any follow-up plays, swim with this, remove something, hatch another egg, evil, draw, it's a lot. Recover one with this.
It does so
gain
much.
memory with the TK. It's really, really good. It is very versatile. And then Inheritable says on deletion, place one yellow card with vaccine trait from your hand at the bottom of your security stack. So it dies.
It's a recover one. Yeah. It's great. It's good floating. I see a lot of potential for yellow. Saw a lot of fun Sukamon cards, a lot of DigiPolice. A lot of stuff got a lot of support, honestly. I can't wait to see WarGreymon start doing really unfair things with that WarGreymon. That's going to be cool. Angemon definitely opens up. Fenrilooga is going to be crazy beast this set.
Fenrilooga. And yeah, the return of D-Brigade, it's crazy, but you know, we got to talk about the MVP of this set. It's definitely going to be that red dino.
The red dino? Oh yeah, red dino locks you out. It's the best thing ever.
Red dino stops Fenrilooga. Red dino stops
locks out
D-Brigade.
Ah,
Red
best
dino,
card.
It stops everything.
Best card in the set.
You can't do anything about that. It stops the play an Agu for free, play all those things for free. Yeah, this is the best card in the set.
Totally.
Get 15
100%.
of them. Get 15 of them. But no, yeah, that's been all, guys. Hope you enjoyed that first impressions video of the BT14 sets. It's coming out in a couple weeks.
It's gonna be a really fun set. Looking forward to a lot of decks.
We are definitely playing purple and yellow. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's us.
And yeah, if you want when the cards come out, any of these cards, you can check out the TCG Player affiliate link down below. And if you want to see more videos, maybe when we play test with these cards in the upcoming weeks, sign up for the Patreon and, you know, comment, like, subscribe,
all that good stuff. You guys really do want to see that deck profile for my yellow rookie rush thing. There's not a whole lot of time left for that, to be honest, but hey, it only gets stronger in the future, just saying. If anyone's still watching, come on, bro, comment. I want to make that video. I want to. I just need a reason to.
And if you want to come by to the shop, you know, PPG is a place to be.
Oh yeah, that's the place to be. PPG.
That is a place. So stay pro, guys.
Stay pro, guys. Oh, that was awesome.